are some truly felicitous examples of mirth, hilarity, and... for a great big barrel of fun, a carnival of gags and laughs, gadgets and gimmicks, toys and tricks.
Smiles and frowns, ups and downs. But for 1960, I can see a nation that's full of prosperity.
By 1960, America can present a market that even now is hard to imagine. A 20% higher standard of living, spread across 16 million more people. 9 million more people at work. Gross national product at $440 billion a year. Consumer buying power, $70 billion greater than it is today. And the kind of changes you'll see. The chemical industries by 1960 can grow another 40%. More chemicals in fabrics and more farm chemicals improving the soil. Better food and meat, 15% more of it, and more of it pre-packed. Miracle medicines to keep people feeling their best. New cosmetics to keep them looking their best. Home use of electric power will double by 1960. More farms with electricity and a big new market for home electrical appliances. Everywhere we need new homes, schools, new roads. We'll see more automobiles, and among consumers, an upgrading of cars all along the line. 25% more gas and oil. All-weather flying, helicopter convenience, jet-propelled air travel, and, well, who can tell? Spare time will be still greater in 1960. Shorter work weeks in industry, in the home, and on the farm. Longer vacations, and more people getting them. This morning, we served 7,000 more breakfasts than we did yesterday. Tomorrow, 7,000 more than today. By 1960, the clear prospect is a nation of 177 million people in all, with $70 billion more dollars to spend and more time to decide how they'll spend it. And the prospect, too, is another 40 million radios in all sizes, in more places than ever before. A prosperous future for all of us, provided
the salesman makes sure the word gets about. He's got something that no one should be without. Then, if everyone hops aboard as a buyer, the standard of living is bound to go higher.
And a higher standard of living is more than new goods and services. It's what goods and services can do for people. The satisfactions they provide. So prosperity comes down to getting everybody to want the satisfactions that a higher standard of living can bring. Pointing out these satisfactions is the job of advertising. For advertising has helped greatly in building up the economy we have today. Most successfully when it's helped people to imagine new satisfactions that are within their grasp.
It's the tunnel of love.
The
It's the tunnel of love.
It makes the world go round.
Its magic spell is everywhere.
It's just around the corner.
Of all the media advertising uses to set new goals in people's minds, radio is uniquely equipped. Radio reaches everybody. Radio sells the satisfactions that goods and services can bring. And it sells satisfactions over and over again at a price that every advertiser can afford.
The world go round.
Its magic spell is everywhere.
So we call it the tunnel
Of love.
In the past 6 years, cars with radios are up from 10 million. Homes with radios. And total radio sets. In these 6 years, the number of radio sets outside the living room has doubled. Most radios today are in kitchens, bedrooms, dining rooms, other rooms, public places, and automobiles. So that radio now can reach almost anyone, anywhere, anytime, including vast audiences no other medium can reach. 41 million people who don't have television, 37 million who don't read magazines, 18 million who don't read daily newspapers. Beyond this, radio creates still other areas of exclusive attention. For example, let's consider radio and television, room by room, place by place. Rooms where there's only a television set. Rooms where television and radio compete. Where they do not compete. Gives radio nearly 100 million exclusive locations. Consider, too, radio and printed media. Magazine people tell us that 3/4 of all magazine copies are read by only 1/3 of all Americans. But with the human voice...
57 beautiful girls, 57. See the 57 most beautiful girls, 57 in the world. Step right inside.
The human voice gets through to everybody. To the chronic non-reader. To people who are not eye-minded, but ear-minded. To people who simply find reading takes a lot of time and trouble. Today, radio accumulates great national audiences. In a single week, it reaches 92% of all U.S. homes. And this listening is spread evenly throughout the day. Morning, afternoon, and evening. At any given moment, radio's audience in homes alone is counted in the millions. 10 million people in the middle of the day, million in mid-evening. And depending on the day and hour, out-of-home listening adds as much as 30%. Radio's big evening audience also includes important groups that cannot be reached in daytime hours. Men who work in the daytime. 18 million working women. Radio not only gets to everybody, it gets across to everybody. Because it's one person talking to another. The simplest, most natural form of communication, sound. Sound moves one idea at a time. And so it assures built-in attention for a sales message. The second the entertainment stops, the sales story immediately begins.
Drab, sad, lonely.
Sound puts across the sales story one point at a time. And through sound, the advertiser controls his story, making his sales points in the most persuasive order.
Get your guy with glamour. Glamour in the blue and yellow box.
Sound is a basic force in creating memory, in lodging an idea in the mind. You remember when you hear something over and over.
Hear him clamor when you've got glamour. Glamour, 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 glamour.
Finally, sound is particularly effective in conveying ideas and emotions, for it is never bound by the literal dimensions or appearance of any product. And for many products, the extra values lie in the ideas people have about them.
Glamour, the formula with chemicals. If you're lonely, get your one and only with Glamour, the formula with chemicals.
All media have unique and useful qualities, and the ideal medium is often a combination of media. But selling satisfactions over and over again calls for frequent advertising at the lowest possible cost. And the plain fact is that today, in numbers of people reached for every dollar spent, radio's cost is the lowest in all advertising. So radio alone fills all the requirements for a single basic medium, for an all-purpose medium. The advertiser who wants to reach as many different people as possible can use several different programs to reach great cumulative audiences. The advertiser who wants to reach the same people frequently can buy many broadcasts of the same program. And all advertisers can use radio to keep down the cost of their complete media plan. When you start with radio, you start well within your advertising budget. And the more radio you use, the lower you keep your average cost per thousand. All of radio's values are available in maximum degree in a single network. On CBS Radio, programs reach bigger nationwide audiences than any other network, both nighttime and daytime. On CBS Radio, programs also accumulate the biggest audiences. In 12 weeks, many a program will reach from 25 to 35 million different people. On CBS Radio, advertisers reach listeners at a lower average cost than on any other network. And so, CBS Radio is where more advertisers are concentrating an increasing share of their expenditures. This year, CBS Radio has increased its lead in dollar volume to the highest point in network history.
Smiles and frowns, ups and downs. But in everyone's future, I can see a nation that's full of prosperity if we play our cards right.
In setting new goals for 1960 and achieving them, advertising can play a pivotal role. In helping people to imagine the satisfactions that are within their grasp, the medium that's most efficient is radio. And radio's maximum efficiency is centered where America listens most.
This is the CBS Radio Network.